goal is to bring you your next favorite band.
Sweet, that intro is my new favorite band. That's phenomenal. I'm so excited to be on.
Yeah. I heard a rumor that you might be able to play that song live today.
You heard correctly. Yes.
So,
good enough for rapping.
I don't know when I rock out here on your next favorite band show.
and listen, it's going to be everybody's favorite band. Like,
Phil, you weren't supposed to make me get all... God almighty,
but this
Phil.
is why we do it.
Like, seriously. I gotta gather myself. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Welcome to your next favorite band. That's both the show title and our promise to you. We here at Stereophilia Studio are tireless in our pursuit of finding incredible, genre-defiant artists who are either a hot up-and-coming band or a group that has been delivering for years but have flown under the radar.
Day 2 of our Musikfest 2025 daily live streams from Godfrey Daniels. Today we have Cathy Ritter and George Hrab.
Each month, we will bring you live streams, audio podcasts, and perhaps even a live concert where you can listen to the stories and hear the music of artists personally curated by us based on what we feel will be worthy of your time. Be sure to subscribe and tune in to each episode because the possibilities are endless and you never know who will be your next favorite band.
Hello everybody, welcome to the show. I am your host, Philip Reese, sitting here with a guest co-host,
Cathy Ritter.
and you are listening to your
Favorite.
next
Favorite
band.
Damn it.
No. It's funny. I don't tell what's going to happen.
That wasn't planned.
No, it was not. I always give that caveat because I don't tell the person what's about to happen. It's the way I open the show. So some people know, most people don't. And so I just love to see what happens.
That was great.
And
that was awesome. It was unique.
And you nailed it.
It was unique.
Yeah. And then usually people are like, why didn't he talk to me ahead of time? It's for me. That's my little moment of being the host. Anyway, hello, welcome.
Hey.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
It's
Thank
good
you
to
for
be here.
joining. We're actually doing things in order to get you down to the stage, to the Platzes. We're going to start with the interview with you and a performance before getting to, like, normally we kind of open with the picks of the day. But because your call is in, like, roughly 10 minutes.
We've got like a 8-minute drive.
Yes. Oh, it'll be less than that.
No, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Right. But to that point, you're on stage today with your band on the Cusp.
Yeah.
At 4:30.
Yes.
And we'll get into that more in a second. But you also have solo stuff, which is where our show is much more about original music. So we're probably going to focus more in there and your kind of journey as a songwriter and inspirations and stuff. But first and foremost, it's Musikfest. How great is the weather?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I just remember this time last year, I was either soaking wet from sweat on stage
Yep.
or soaking wet from the torrential
Correct.
downpours
We had
off stage.
a little bit of everything. At the end, there were like 2 days that were gorgeous.
Yeah.
And anytime you even get one, you're like, this is a godsend. This year, it might be all 10 days are low humidity, low temperatures in the 70s, maybe 80.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh. There's so
Feels
many
great.
times that it's like my friends would come from out of town and they were like, that's more like hot as balls plots. Like it was, because like we'd be in the fest tent or something like that and it's
You're
just
right.
so many bodies and it's hot already and then
You're in
all
a
that
sauna.
energy.
The
ugh,
tent's
it's
just really
can
trap
get
it in
really
there.
gross. And you
Yeah.
unfortunately like bump into somebody and you're like, oh.
Yeah, and then
Not
they're
happening,
just, they're on you.
Yeah,
for
there's
the
a
rest
lot
of
of
the day.
grossness to
Yeah.
that. But not happening this year. No grossness. And lots of great music.
It's very refreshing.
One thing I want to touch on before we get to the interview is, I made my own mug. This is a
Cool.
label from Bond Place Brewing that I turned into my own designed mug.
Awesome.
The reason why I wanted to bring that up is they do something on Saturdays occasionally called Shirt Swap Saturday. And what it is, and I'll bring it up here, their post about it. What they do is they will join in with a nonprofit and wear the T-shirt of that organization on a Saturday.
Oh, cool.
And what you can see is $1 of every pint or mug fill goes to whatever that organization is.
Awesome.
And what I had asked was, I was like, hey, would you wear our shirt to kind of like, we're connected to the music of
Yeah.
the community. It's Musikfest week, and we'll be at Godfrey Daniels all week. But obviously, we're not a nonprofit, so like it's not to generate revenue for us. The other T-shirt that they're wearing, Sam is in the orange Next Fave Band shirt. The other one is supporting our event that's called Listen to the Dissonance, and what that is a we've done 2 of them so far, and we are scheduled to do it a 3rd time next February. Every February, we bring together like 4 musicians who are willing to be vulnerable and brave enough to talk about their mental health. And we call it Listen to the Dissonance because that event, they get on stage, they talk about their journey, and then they play songs that came out of it.
That's awesome.
So it's a really special thing that we've been humbled to be connected to. And it just was born out of people doing that on the show and then people commenting about how much it meant to them, that we're like, wait, maybe there's something here.
Yeah.
And the response to it in the community has been great. And so Backline is an organization, it's a nonprofit, and it gives free mental health services to the music industry.
Oh, cool.
So whether you're a musician, a family member of a musician, but also like a venue, a tour operator, a photographer for the music industry, anyone who's in the community who needs mental health services, they can provide it for free.
That's fantastic.
And so that was the one that I was like, hey, why don't you wear either our shirt or the one for that event,
Right.
and then you can donate to Backline. And they were like, that sounds awesome. So
Cool.
a music theme, and Sam at Bon, and not only purveyors of excellent beer, but phenomenal human being, and was just cool. So I wanted to kind of point that out, that for today, if you want a mug fill, go over to Bon. Not only are you going to get his great beer, but you're also going to support a great cause in Backline.
That's awesome. I got to stop over there.
Totally, yeah. So anyway, thank you again for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. This
Cathy
is so cool.
Grace Ritter.
Yeah.
That's what the Instagram handle
Yep.
is, just in case people want to find you that way. It is funny, like obviously I have to go and tag people a lot, and their handle isn't always a direct match to either their name or their band name, and so sometimes I have to like make sure I'm picking the right one.
Right.
So I'll save you the trouble. Cathy Grace Ritter is Cathy Ritter here. So yeah, let's hear you're a local musician. You do your own solo stuff. You have On the Cusp. Tell us about your journey. Where did my music find you and Not Let Go?
Yeah, I grew up with music in my family. My parents were local musicians
Oh,
back in the
fun.
day. They met in a rock band in like early 90s.
Here in the Valley?
No.
Oh.
My parents are from New York. My uncle had a rock band. My dad was his coworker. My dad rips electric. I forget what my uncle played. He might have played acoustic, and I think he was the singer. And they needed a female singer, and so his little sister stepped in, and that's my mom. And
Oh,
then
that's
she met
so
my dad,
awesome.
and then they were a duo throughout my childhood, and my brother and I grew up listening to them rehearse for their
Sure.
gigs in our basement.
And so you were doomed, like you were definitely going to be
It was happening.
a rock
yeah.
and roller
It
yourself.
Didn't, the bug didn't bite my brother, but from time to time he'll dabble with acoustic. But it's in the family, it's in the blood.
It's
so
there.
It's always been there.
Absolutely, yeah. No, that's very cool. And then how did you navigate to this current sound? Like a lot of times people start somewhere and then they get to where like what feels more genuine to them.
Yeah, I grew up listening to a lot of pop artists, just like within mainstream of when I was growing up. A lot of Katy Perry, a lot of Miley Cyrus, Beyonce, Adele. But my parents being like the rock and roll, cool. I thought my parents were rock stars when I was a kid. Or
That's
like
so cool,
I
though.
told my
Yeah.
classmates that my parents were like famous musicians because
sure.
I wasn't lying. I literally thought they were.
Right.
But they put me on all the good stuff. So I'm a huge 70s rock fan, and a lot of Led Zeppelin, a lot of Heart.
We were talking about it beforehand of the covers that you have on your YouTube page that are so wonderful. That
Yeah,
it's all from
Barracuda is one of my favorites.
Yeah. And it's that kind of stems from those types of musicians and that kind of inspiration
Yeah.
for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think those old school Hall of Famers with all of like the mainstream pop artists who had big voices in growing up, like I think all of that together kind of formed I don't know, like what my sound is trying to be.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what do you have coming up here? I know there's a move in your future, but obviously you're still going to be a musician
Absolutely.
amidst all of that.
Yeah, I'm moving down to Savannah this month.
It's a beautiful city.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. And I think it's going to be, ever since moving to Bethlehem, I live right by the hotel, so it's so cool this time of year.
Yeah.
But ever since living
You either
here.
love it or hate it. There are people who live there
I
and like,
love it.
right, exactly.
I choose to
but there
love
are
it.
people who are like, I'm taking vacation the first week of August every year.
Yeah, right.
But
No, I love
they
it.
should also like rent out their house and understand the economic impact it
right.
makes to the town and
Right.
all that good stuff.
Right.
But yeah.
No, I love being able to walk out my door and just like be in it. And
Yep,
it's
that is
way
fun.
more convenient for the parking situation too.
For
But-
sure. Yes.
but anyway.
Yeah, I'm in West Bethlehem.
Okay.
So it is walkable, but that's an extra mile on my
Yeah,
feet that
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
really love. So
Right.
I'd rather be where you're
Right.
at. But yeah, so, any like prospects for what that'll look like when you get there,
Yeah.
or are you going to figure it out when you get there?
Well, I think the inspiration I've had in Bethlehem here is only going to carry over on this move
Sure.
too, and maybe in a new genre and a new sound
Mm-hmm.
as well. I'm really excited to kind of immerse myself in like the blues and R&B
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
that's down there in Savannah. I think it's just gonna be a lot.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be a fresh
Yeah.
take on
I don't know
inspiration for me.
Savannah distinctly, but I know Charleston has a very thriving live music scene.
Yeah.
And that's like 2-ish hours away.
Yeah.
So you can always keep that in mind too, that I know they have everything from, the singer-songwriter type venue up to like the 3,000 person venue. So Charleston has a pretty thriving music scene, and a lot of original artists are there too.
Yeah, I
so
think
that should
down
be good
south
for you
in
too.
general, like I think it's kind of the like cool singer-songwriter
Absolutely.
underground right now.
Yeah, and I don't think they have live music, but there's one of the best dive bars I've ever been to.
Cool.
Is called Huckapoo's.
Okay.
And I can't remember the name of the beach, but from Savannah you would head towards one of those like just inlets that's like a beach in and of itself.
Yeah.
I'll think of it in a second, but Tybee Island.
yeah, Tybee Island,
So
yeah.
on Tybee Island is Huckapoo's. You got to go check that out. It's
Okay,
like
cool.
if you like dive bar, like the way the Funhouse is an amazing dive bar right
Right.
next to us. It's in that same vein. They had a
Nice.
sign up that said, "Our house wine is Jägermeister."
Oh, good. Yeah. No, it's
Fantastic.
lovely.
Anyway,
Delicious.
really great bar. But I hope they have live music there. But I'm sure they have other venues in
Yeah.
Savannah. It's a beautiful town.
Yeah.
So you said you could perform.
Yeah, I'd love
Absolutely.
to.
Yeah,
I'd
sure.
love
So
to.
I'll get out of the shot. I always say no one wants to watch me watch you. So I'll get out of the shot, and you can intro the song or whatever you want to do. And ladies and gentlemen, Cathy Ritter.
All right. So this is a newer song called "The Last Time." My band's gonna play it today at Zens and Platz. So if you're coming out, you'll hear it live with a full band. But yeah. Someone crocheted this heart on my sleeve. They forgot the buttons, so it's stuck on me. Can't be undone, can't hide all this. Can't put it back where I found it. I'm surrounded, I'm surrounded. Should be embarrassed, but I couldn't care less. Put it all on the line. Love like it's the last time. I can't play hard to get. No, I'm too hard to forget. Tell me what's there to hide about loving like it's for the last time. Like it's for the last time, baby. I give it away. Charity, signing my name all over your deed lottery. I won't but what's in it for me. I won't but what's in it for me. Can't be undone. Can't hide all this love. Can't put it back where I found it. I'm surrounded. I should be embarrassed, but I couldn't care less. Put it all on the line. Love like it's the last time. I can't play hard to get. No, I'm too hard to forget. Tell me what's there to hide about loving like it's for the last time. Like it's for the last time, baby. at me. Close my eyes, get off stage. Change your skin, but so I stay the same. 20 years I'll be the one to blame, baby. Change me. Oh. I should be embarrassed, but I couldn't care less. Put it all on the line. Love like it's the last time. I can't be on too good. You know I'm too hard to forget. Tell me what's there to hide about loving. Ooh, about loving like it's for the last time, like it's for the last time,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Lovely. And you said they're going to play that tonight?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I did put up here at the halfway through your song that you're today 4:30, and then if people want to see more of this solo type stuff, Wednesday the 6th.
Yep.
Is that 5:30 or 6? Forgive my eyesight. 6:30
6:30.
On Main Street.
Yeah.
So that's also, I don't know why that doesn't have Platz branding. It's
I
just
don't
Main
either.
Street. It's like
Main Street Platz would
yeah,
be silly.
yeah. but
Main Platz.
Name it something.
It could have been
Zinsenplatz,
Main Platz.
they put out like a call to the community, and they were like, suggest names. Do the same thing.
I was on a walk this morning, and I just learned the significance of
Yeah,
Zinsenplatz.
it is.
Count von Zinzendorf.
Countessa. Yeah.
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 And she was like this power woman.
Countessa.
Yes.
They got to change that sign then.
I think
on
that I
Market
thought that's
Street.
what it was. I could be wrong,
I
but
hope it was
sounds
Countessa.
cool. I'll just go with that.
Countessa is
Yes.
cooler than Count.
But yeah, she was a really powerful woman in the community, and that's why they tend to put female-fronted bands, not exclusively, but a lot of times if they're going to bring female-fronted bands or solely female bands, they try and put them on that stage
Oh, cool.
in honor of
Okay.
that.
That's so cool.
It
to
is a very
know.
cool thing,
Now
yeah.
I'm on my way there.
That's right. You're going to carry the torch. So two last things, and then we got to get you going to the stage. We always get, I always throw these in at the end. They're kind of trivia, and I may be wrong. So like I always love to do it here because then I can maybe edit it out if it's dead wrong. Did you win a Freddie Award?
Oh my god.
Is that true?
That's correct. Yeah! Woo!
People
My
call me
mom talks about that still, but I haven't been asked about that in a while.
people. So that's a local Lehigh Valley Award, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it must have been for performing arts in
Yeah,
high school, right?
I was a junior in high school that year that I
What was the
won.
performance?
We did Mary Poppins.
Nice.
I did not play Mary Poppins.
But you got the award.
I played the evil nanny, Miss Andrew, who's not in the movie. She's in the book.
Right,
and
right.
She's terrifying. She tries to poison the children. And it was the time of my life.
Well, clearly you won an award for it. And then the other one is definitely true because it's more me. The way that I actually learned about On the Cusp is I think your guitarist is a friend of Tristan the barber up the road here.
Oh, cool,
Yeah.
okay.
And I go to him and he's like, have you ever seen On the Cusp? And I'm like, well, I haven't.
Word
but
travels fast.
Right,
man.
and then when the festival was coming around and you were on it, I was like, oh, I definitely got to check it out. And then I want to have her on the show. So here we are.
Thank you for having
All
me.
because you're great music and a barber.
And a barber.
Yes.
And a barber.
Yes.
That's
And if
like
you don't know
how
what
it
the
goes.
Freddies are, check those out. It's a really special thing here
It's
in
so
Lehigh
cool.
Valley.
Actually,
There's actually
it's
a
amazing.
documentary
There is.
about it.
There is.
And it's really fascinating.
My high school teachers are highly featured in that documentary. I mean, the doc is from like probably 10 years before
Sure.
I was in high school.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's a little
But
dated.
it's
at
a
this
very
point, but
unique, strange, interesting,
It's
bizarro
so
thing.
amazing.
That
though. Like
Lehigh
I
Valley-
laughed when you
yeah.
said it, but it's honestly beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
My roommate is the director at Moravian Academy, and they had like her just listening to her tell me about her kids and how hard they work. And,
Sure.
like, it brings back the memories for me, and like it's awesome.
That's
it's a really
awesome.
great program.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you so much for being on
Thank
the show.
you for having me.
Cathy
This was
Grace
so
Ritter.
fun.
Let's get you off to the Platzes,
Cool.
and we will see you down there.
Cool. Thank you
Awesome.
so much
Thank
for
you,
having me.
Thank you. And if they're late, tell them it was my fault.
No problem. No problem. I'll hold hold you accountable.
There you go. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So let's bring to the dais Alicia Schoonmaker and George Hrab. That's a dais, I guess. Am I using that right? It's a stage. Well, we'll get out of his way, so you can pick whichever chair you want.
Yeah, it's all good.
And choose a headset. And
Scooch over.
here we are.
Choose the right one.
Yeah, come on in this shot here, George. So, everybody, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Philip Reese, now joined by co-host
Alicia Cause.
Alicia Cause. That's right.
And not Alicia Cause.
And that's all true. And you are listening to. Bye, Cathy.
The Joe
Knock 'em
Rogan
dead.
Experience.
The Geologic Podcast.
That's right. Yeah, no, you
My
can't afford
next
that name.
favorite
No. Stop saying it.
Yeah.
You must pay me for it. But
That's
let's
right.
start there. I mean, Podcast Hall of Famer, George
Oh my
Hrab.
gosh, yes. You pay off the right people. You sleep with the right people. All of a sudden, it's automatic. Hall of Fame.
That's right.
Guaranteed. That's
But
very sweet.
It was right around episode 900 for you, right? Was where that kind of got.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like 905.
So 900 episodes. How many years?
18 years? Gonna be, yeah, 19
My
coming
goodness.
up. It'll be
Congratulations
Thank
on
you
all
so
of
much.
that.
Yeah, thank you.
And it's a very highly thought of show. Like, it's not like, mine, which is like a vanity.
Oh, no, it's very different from yours. Yeah,
I mean more that it has
thought and effort.
it has-
and work. And, no,
well, it
I'm
has
kidding.
people who tune in.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
and it's a phenomenal listen, and you also even get connected to that other group that also does like live
There's the
podcasts.
Skeptics Guide.
Skeptics Guide,
they're,
yeah.
They're the big gold standard sort of
Sure.
science and nerd podcast. So
Right.
yeah, I'm just in the wake. I'm just on a little wakeboard behind their big ship. Just
But
doing
still.
the occasional cool trick. But yeah,
They
it's all
you
good.
do shows together, so
Yes,
that
yes, we
means
do, we
you,
do.
that you're on more than a wakeboard. But
Can I talk about something? Can I tell a thing that's disturbed me of late? Maybe you guys could give me your perspective.
and this
on
is the best part about bringing on another podcast host is sometimes they take over,
I'm taking
and I
over,
love
'cause
all of it. Go ahead,
I want to
take it.
So a friend of mine, a very good close friend of mine, is a singer-songwriter, fantastic musician. He entered a songwriting contest,
Okay.
local, semi-local, sort of Lehigh Valley-ish, and he got third place. It was exciting. He was very excited.
Shout
It
out.
was just like
Third
third
place.
place.
Yeah.
He's all psyched for it. He knew the person that got second prize, and he didn't know the person that got first prize.
Okay.
A week goes by after he's announced, hey, I won third place in my song, this
Right.
original song that I wrote. A week goes by, and turns out that now he reposted and he said, oh, it turns out actually I have second place now, and the guy that had second place got first place. Now, why do you think everything shifted up? Turns out the first place song, can you guess?
Was AI.
The first
Was
place
AI,
song was AI. From concept to lyric to production was totally AI. The guy who entered it didn't realize that was a bad thing to do.
It was gauche.
It's like, hello, okay. So that in and of itself I can almost forgive of just ignorance or whatever. The thing that troubles me, and I know this is old man yelling at cloud, but I've been seeing
that it
clouds
won?
for 3 decades. So
Yeah.
is that there was a judging committee. There were people that decided that heard all the entries
Yeah.
And
have
still picked
all-
that one.
and picked
That is
that
concerning.
one.
Why do you
Yeah.
think that is?
I think that's a great question. I think there's a certain self-screwing that musicians have done over the years in terms of the homogenization of style.
Yeah.
So that the singer-songwriter tends to be the 3-chord, the diatonic, straightforward
Yeah.
lyrics that are not necessarily deep, but maybe interesting or whatever.
Sure.
And that is very relatively easy to simulate
Yes.
within the confines of an
Yes.
AI-generated
Yes,
product.
absolutely.
So much so that the production, which sounded pristine and fantastic because it's a goddamn computer,
Of course, it's probably only 3 chords too.
right?
Right.
Could trick, fool, is that the right word to use? I don't know if that's the right word to use. To me, it's just so...
Delude.
Delude?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's disheartening.
I mean, I have a whole theory that all of the best songs that we've ever heard. In fact, when I was in a punk band, I wrote a song called "Same Old Shit," and it was all about every one of your favorite songs is made from the same 3 chords, just recycled over and
Sure.
over and over again. Because when you're not a musician, the thing that resonates, the thing that takes you back to the most memories that you have, are these really core 3 roots. These 3 roots, and so it doesn't surprise me that AI is going to mimic what we know people purchase the most.
Oh, sure. Of course, yeah. There's that initial thing too of just the algorithm of the compositional machine or what the device knows. Yeah, okay. These are acceptable melodies. These are acceptable variances within these very sort of confined and constrained systems. Data systems. And it's just, again, I don't mind that. I don't mind the non-musician going to ChatGPT and making this it's fine. Okay, it's a toy. It's cool. It's fine. It's like it's a.
I think
it's a highly advanced Etch-a-Sketch is what it is on some level.
I guess my 2 points on AI are, one is I would never want to use it to create something. I would want it to better something I created.
Okay.
And so the fact that anyone would go to it to invent a song or a poetry or an image, I think is a misuse of the tool.
No question.
It's
because
recycled creativity.
Yeah, and also it's only going to build it off of anything that it already has pulled in, so it inherently is plagiarism or copyright infringement or whatever.
Completely.
But the other part about it is I would rather invent a machine to do the dishes so I could write music, not have a machine write the music so that I can do the dishes. I think that's a little backwards. But the other part that I think is interesting is even those places where we're saying, oh, it's going to replace things or it's going to make decisions for us, it will make bad decisions. And I finally came across an understanding as to why I was having that hunch is, and this is perfect for your podcast, being a little bit more nerdy and sciencey, is the fact that the amygdala is where you figure out your emotions or start to put those things. People who have a damaged amygdala who don't feel emotions can't make decisions. Mm-hmm. So we inherently are making decisions that are stemming from emotions. And now you're asking an unemotional device to make your decisions for you. It's going to make not the decision that you should have.
Well, sure.
It's going to make it a very data-based, unemotional decision, which you're not going to like ultimately at the end of the day.
Right.
And so I think for those 2 reasons, it should only be really used in ways that amplify research that would take you 10 weeks that it can do in 10 seconds.
Oh, sure.
That's
data
great.
crunching.
Right.
Go for it.
Yeah. Or I was just in France, and I was in the Notre Dame, and the tour guide, who was an art historian, said, and he kind of put it this way. He was like, this was the best use of AI I ever heard, was when the ceiling collapsed and all the stones were now on the floor.
Yeah, right.
They were thinking, and old times would have been, they just would have had to start from scratch and rebuild it with modern material to make it look old.
Sure.
What they did is they scanned every rock, put it into taught it how to basically,
Put it back like a
and
puzzle.
it did all the possible calculations of the way it would go back together, and
while
it figured,
smoking, too.
right, yes, and eating cheese.
What should we do with the stones? The computer.
But that's the best use of AI I ever heard, is you could rebuild the ceiling of Notre Dame.
Yeah, if you have to crunch huge amounts of data.
Yeah.
And
Or
which,
variables, like possibilities.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
okay, this rock. If you got it wrong as humans and you had to start all over again,
Right.
horrible. But the
great.
machine can just keep cranking away at it and be like, hey, by the way, I figured it out. This is how you do it. Awesome. Let's use that as the ways to use AI.
The problem that there's already this homogenization that occurs because of market value.
Yeah.
Like already people that have the money that are deciding who gets to record, perform, travel, tour, who sells tickets, etc.
Right.
That already is getting a pool that is going to pre-guarantee some kind of sales by being pre-established. Like, oh, that sounds familiar.
Yep.
We can sell this.
Mm-hmm.
Because this was similar to the thing that happened 6 months ago or 2 years ago or 5 years ago. So there's already this homogenization happening in that level. You add computers then that are going to take the smaller pool of here's the 10 things that we like. Now we're going to have you these 2 variances of these 10. Mm-hmm. And it's just going to get more and more similar. And styles will cease to be.
Yeah.
And all the happy accidents that happen and all those unexpected artists that come out of nowhere that no one can ever say where did Bob Dylan come from? No one expected that. Or just example after example after example.
Or even why Dylan at the end of the day does not have a great voice. Bruce Springsteen does not have a great voice. But there's an attractive quality to that being the voice of that music. Yeah.
Well,
and an AI would never probably deliberately pick a somewhat hard to listen to singer.
A human creates art through their experience too. So it's loss, it's gain, it's love, it's lack of love, it's all of those things. AI can only mimic that, and so you're not those surprises and things like that. That comes from the pain that whether it's trauma from your childhood or a breakup or whatever it is.
Yep.
It's you seeing a flower for the first time. It's you seeing a sunrise for the first time from the top of a mountain.
Or even just the
AI
flat out mistake.
Or a mistake, but a mistake, which is all human.
Most
It's
of
all
my
human.
art is mistakes. Yeah. Literally.
Most of my art is a mistake.
I think
Most art is a
the
mistake.
Beatles
Words
said
from
that,
trauma,
they were so great. They were so great that they would not ignore mistakes or think it's a mistake.
Yeah.
A mistake occurs, and you go, okay, like what do we do with this now? You know, like feedback at the start of whatever the hell the first feedback thing.
Sure.
You know? They could have said like, oh God, get rid of that. It's feedback. Like, what's going on? And they were like, no, this is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, let's lean into it.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you
Well,
have Jimi
Creep
Hendrix.
by Radiohead, that riff
Yeah,
was during a
pissed
sound
off.
check.
He was pissed
Yeah.
off. He didn't like the sort of things.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then everyone
there's
went,
tons of examples.
Don't ever not do that again.
Right?
One of
You
my
know?
favorite noises is when bands create when you record and you take the sound of the feedback when you plug in your guitar.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like
right.
that
Shakunk.
plug.
Yeah.
That's it's
Laughter,
and
like
even
off
that
mic
is
laughter.
so overused, but
Yeah.
you can't beat the natural
Mm-hmm.
the naturalization, like just
Organic,
like plug the
organic
yes.
thing of
Yeah.
like mistakes and like I left that track open. It should have been muted and it wasn't. But all of a sudden you hear these
No.
two things together you never would have thought of,
Right.
and you go, "That's amazing."
Yeah. I wanted to bring up one other nerdy thing before we get
Just
into
one,
Right.
Because that's already we're almost maxed out.
We So my preview show, I found that phrase exordium, which is a Latin term for the first part. And so I call the preview show that I do the Tuesday before Musikfest starts the Musikfest Exordium. And then I usually want to do promo around it, so I try and go grab the definition, because who the hell knows what the hell exordium even means. So I usually try and promo it that way. And this year I went in and I actually just looked up the history of the word, and I found a graphical representation of its usage.
Oh boy.
So you can see it was decently used in the 1800s and dived. But then it's starting to creep back up, and I just wondered, is it possibly because of my show?
It's all you.
Probably.
It's
I
got
would
to be.
say, yeah. So
That's
what's
all
the,
I
what's
want.
The, what's the lowest point there?
The lowest point is like 1980,
Oh,
Okay, so Madonna.
which is the lowest
Yeah,
point
Madonna.
in
Yeah.
many
Blame
people's lives.
Madonna, and then
Prince.
Yeah, but then it starts coming back up, and again, like at a minimum, I'm contributing
Yeah.
to the algorithm.
We would have to compare other words to see if other words are popping up as well in the same sort of rate, because there might be a
I
correlative.
knew I could bring this to you to confirm.
It
or
might be.
deny.
It might just also be. You have
Look
to
up the
like,
word alchemy. It probably hasn't been used since Taylor Swift.
alchemy.
And then it goes like this.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's right.
I'm seeing
Anyway,
that word more places than you think right now.
absolutely. No, you're right. Actually, I do. In all truth, I do think a K-pop band named an album Exordium, and I think that's probably what's contributed to
Well, they
its
haven't done well.
increase.
That's the case.
But yeah, it hasn't exploded like
That's that
Taylor
smart
Swift.
thing of like you find a word that you can own. Like I think my fourth album was called Interrobang. Interrobang is a question mark exclamation point together.
Oh.
Interrobang.
Nice.
I was like, oh, that's like because that album had kind of a like, huh? That's
So
what that
Exordium
album
is my interrobang.
So it's you're Interrobang. So like then you end up owning that
Yeah.
that thing. So when someone sees it, like for the
It's
rest of
very,
their life,
it's
like, oh.
it's intellectual property.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
obviously trademark it, but
Right.
I
But
did
like-
trademark your next favorite band, though.
There you go, yeah. But like
You
have a
did.
band called Yield. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tough one.
Every time you see a Yield sign,
Yeah.
be like, oh yeah, there's that band
Yeah.
called Yield, or Grooved Pavement. That's another one I thought would be a good like
Yeah.
funk improv band,
Yeah.
Grooved
Yeah.
Pavement. You see that all the time
Yeah.
on the highway. Oh yeah, I know that band, Grooved Pavement.
Or you
Right?
could do what's the other? My favorite road sign is fresh tar and chips or something.
Fresh
I get hungry every
delicious.
time I see
Totally,
it.
yeah, fresh oil and
Fresh
chips.
oil and chips.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, that's
That
delicious.
sounds so
good.
good, right?
That's good.
Maybe that'll be the first album.
There you go.
Yeah, of Yield.
Of Yield or Grooved Pavement, yeah, fresh oil.
The three of us could be in a band.
I love it. Let's do it.
So we're gonna do picks of the plots first, and I just like doing this with people so that it's you can provide your commentary along the way. Especially Alicia and I are festing together today, so this is a preview of some of the bands we're gonna see together.
Do it.
And then maybe if you like some of them, you might pop down as well.
right, let's
So
see.
here are the 5 picks of the day. Typically, we try and do one is the pick, the pick, and then 4 more to kind of like
Gotcha.
add to your to-do list.
So the gold, the silver, the bronze, the platinum, and the
Where's it go to from
deuterium.
there? Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
What's
whatever,
this,
yeah.
is this a game? What are we doing?
No. It's it's
Like,
just
do we get to pick
Do we get-
no.
True.
It's-
False. 3,
it's-
7.
bands that you're
False.
playing? Got it. All right. It's
Above, more.
Always go to Jupiter.
Equal.
False.
Square root of no. This is just simply what I'm saying to you and all the listeners out there.
Go to
These are the
these.
5 bands. If you don't know where to go tonight, these are the ones we recommend. Now we'll bring on a track from each of them.
Oh, nice. Okay,
and so that fave of the day, the one that I think is the can't miss one of the day, is a band called Boys Go to Jupiter.
Excellent.
Amazing.
Okay.
An amazing
I
name.
liked this one.
Yes. And so this is a track of theirs called Lovers Always Lose.
I got you a present. I hope that you like it. Something I saw and I thought of
Sufjan Stevens kind of vibe a little bit, right?
Definitely, or someone said kind of like, if Lake Street Drive.
Lake Street Drive. That's what I was gonna say. Listen,
it does have Lake Street
Chaperone
Drive.
and Lake Street Drive.
Yeah, definitely, and also kind of like I'll think of the name. It's slipping.
You know
my
what I want to say about this?
Jukebox the Ghost with a female singer.
One thing, real quick. If John Waters had a soundtrack, this is the kind of band that would play.
That's perfect.
This
is what I was trying to do.
Blood dump. I was like hoping that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, a little Pink
There was a
Flamingo.
little bit of.
Kinda like
It's a
waiting
little
for it.
Chaperone. It's a little Pink Flamingo.
Right.
It's a little Chaperone. Yeah, I already said Chaperone.
Okay. Where are they from?
Forgetting
Do we
off the
know?
top of my
Okay.
head.
Not Jupiter, I assume.
Correct.
I think they're Philly. I think that's what I saw.
Okay, cool.
I think.
This is where when I haven't had somebody on the show, I don't have quite as much to recall from. But anyway,
What a
phenomenal
great
music.
production. Their video is great.
Yeah, and they their catalog is pretty diverse. Like they have songs that are pretty upbeat. Like this almost reminded me of also like the Carpenters. But like there's some that are very vocally driven, but then others that are a little bit more like almost like a surf punk set. Like they've got a pretty eclectic catalog. And I have heard through Patrick Brogan that they are one of the more fun bands to go see perform as well. So they probably put on a great show, and we'll find out later.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a lack of fun, a lack of joy and joie in a lot of bands when you see them live?
A joy in what?
Like a joie, like a joie de vivre, like a joy, an enjoyment of like. When I see a band enjoying themselves, it really, I almost don't care what they're doing.
Yes.
Almost.
I find where I think I see that most is when it's a lead singer whose band members change over time. So there isn't a lot of cohesion and camaraderie.
Sure.
So it's like, oh, on this tour, I've hired these three people. The next tour is maybe one the same and two other different. Where I see a band that's been a band for a while, then you start to see more of the joy of, we wrote this song together, and it means something to all of us.
Anytime I've seen a musician like pay attention to their playing, and then like you can see when they wince when they make a mistake, it just isn't fun to watch. I'd rather see somebody have fun, kind of loosen up their strings, become out of tune, like all of that stuff, and make eye contact with the stage or with the crowd. I mean, and have a lot of fun. You're right. People don't have it. We were watching a band earlier. I won't say who they were.
Absolutely.
But we were watching a band earlier, and I could just tell that the female vocalist was kind of waiting for her cue from the main vocalist. And I thought, like, you should just lean into this. Like, you're a vocalist too. Lean into it. She was beautiful. She had a lot of energy. He was handsome. He had tons of energy, but they weren't cohesive.
Maybe they just earlier on.
She was waiting for her cue, and she was nervous to mess up, and you could see that. And meanwhile, she was a star herself.
Yeah, and we saw a bunch of bands, so you're not going to figure it out just by
you're
doing
not going to figure it out. No.
We actually did. This is one of the days where we basically got dropped off at the top of Main Street and slowly made our way down all the way to Godfrey Daniels. Which was hence the 8-minute late start
like
on
a
this
hard
as well.
rain.
That's right. Yes, we were kind of a rainstorm. Absolutely. And so just real
We
quick,
had
once
beers
again,
the whole time.
that is true. There were beers to be had. This is water, by the way, just so I'm staying hydrated. Yes, you can't prove it, Phil. But the Boys Go to Jupiter is on today, 7:30 on America Platz, which is the Steel Stack stage on South Side.
Excellent.
Next band we wanted to bring up is Dylan Zangwill. Do you know him at all? No. So he's from Exton. So close by. It's not Lehigh Valley, but other people not from the area. It's where he's a local for sure. He's been playing the fest for a while. I bet he is maybe 20 at this point. He's been on like America's Got Talent and stuff as like a 16-year-old. He's so talented.
One of those.
Yes.
Great.
And had also just back to someone having fun. Has an amazing time on stage. Total rock star hair. He's got the whole package, and he's only just really starting on his career. He's going to be big time, and you'll see. What he's doing today is called Dylan and the Dead. So his name's Dylan, so he's leaning into that. But Dylan and the Dead, Bob Dylan and Grateful Dead performed together for a little bit. And so this is like a tribute to that combination. So he's going to do songs by those two artists. And he often plays as a solo performer, but this is a full band opportunity for him. So here's the song Serve Somebody by Dylan Zangwill's Dylan and the Dead.
You might be an ambassador, wriggling old friends. You might like to gamble, you might like to pretense. You might be the heavyweight champion of the world. You might be a socialite with a long string of pearls, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. Yes, you're gonna have to serve somebody.
So again, just
Little Morrison, little, yeah.
and
wow.
just such a natural-born talent to do it. Like,
Yeah, he's got that voice.
Yeah.
It's good.
And honestly, what you should do is look up his auditions on America's Got Talent. And he was on American Idol, but didn't make it past like the Hollywood phase, which I don't understand in the slightest. But America's Got Talent, he's on stage and he's performing. Again, I think he was 16 at the time, and so he's young here obviously, but he was even younger, and just rips "Find Me Somebody to Love" by Queen, and it's just so good, and the crowd goes bananas, and it's really powerful, and you can just see how talented he is at such a early age. Really, really looking forward to what he does.
Yeah, I mean, he's got that era. This is like an example of somebody who was born in the wrong year.
Yes.
You know, he's
Oh,
got
totally.
that voice. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he would have been beautiful. I mean, he's got a great voice now, but he would
Yeah.
have fit in beautifully there.
And he writes really good music for himself, but he's still got so much time to mature and lean into that. He's just going to be really, really
How old
great.
is he?
I don't actually know, but he, like I said, 20 would probably be around there. Maybe younger. But
Drinks water, good for him.
stay hydrated, Dylan. Keep the vocal cords hydrated.
But like he could be a completely different artist by the time he's 40.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
because you see artists in their sort of
Yep.
eras, you know, and he could be completely. He could be doing this 20 years from now. It could be completely different.
Totally.
It's so interesting.
He's
Yep.
gonna be somebody that'll be a revival of this sound. Like right now, it kind of sounds a little covery, you know, like 'cause he's.
Mhm.
You can point to the era that he's been, but there's room for him to be a revival of that style.
Totally.
And something completely different by the time he's
Yeah.
older. Yeah.
So he's on today, 6 p.m. Platz. Platz is that stage right by the public library, looks over the river to South Side.
Love that stage.
It is. It's a gorgeous stage.
I'm glad they brought that back. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, that's so much fun. Okay, so back to the list. Just real quick. The next one that we're going to take a look at is the Break Plans. And then we're going to get into Conor and the Wild Hunt and Ava Hoffman. So Break Plans, totally different sound. Definitely much more of a throwback, I think, to the early 2000s, if I have my genres right. Am I good on that one? Yeah.
Yeah, you're good on that one.
So this is their song called Better Off.
You rolling?
South Beach, last time I saw your face, we were best friends, but I couldn't make you stay. I hope you're happy with that other guy. I hope you know you're the reason why I'm better off. That's what my friends say. I keep telling myself it's gonna be okay. Yeah, I'm better off, I'm better off. That's what my friends say. I'm better off, I'm better off without you in my head. Through the good and the bad and the things that you said, the way you made me feel.
You saw that drum hit coming from like a mile away.
I want to be a blonde girl with a high noon on an August night, breaking up with my boyfriend in the crowd of this song.
Right, yes.
You know, it's a very California. It's very California Blink-182.
Yep.
Kind of thing.
Poppier version of
It's
that,
a
yeah, but
poppier
it's
version of
pop
that.
punk.
It's got a lot of that 2000.
Yep.
Yeah. I want to break up with somebody right now, but I want a high noon in my hand.
Just to get back together at some point.
Just to get back together at some point.
In a car on a
And I think I'm
neon-lit
gonna give it
road.
a try with these guys first, and then you know.
It's amazing that he also has a vote for Pedro shirt.
Yeah.
Right on brand.
These
But I
guys
like
are
it's like
fun to watch.
it's exactly fun summertime music for sure.
They're
It's
upbeat, yeah. They're
perfect for the
summertime.
festival.
Sweat on the upper lip, high noon in hand. We got this.
Yeah.
Curious, it's a bit too auto-tuny for me. But
Sure.
I'm curious to see like live. I bet it's probably a more powerful vibe, I would think.
Yeah.
Totally.
This is like the revival of like the boy band or something.
There's
like that.
boy
Like,
bands
I-
in there too,
the
for
thing
sure.
is, it's very boy band, but also not pop 2000s boy bands. It's this very corporation.
The production of it is very good.
Yeah, the production.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially with the some of those vocals. So yeah, that's again break plans today,
Break plans.
6 p.m. on America Platz. So they'll be on right before Boys Go to Jupiter.
Okay.
So you can do that as a nice double dip if you're not one to want to wander a ton. And I've got something else for you at the end of this that'll be right in between them. So you could actually just sit there and watch 3 of our 5 straight in line on Southside today.
Right.
I wonder how much. I have a thing about tracks. You know, a lot of these bands play along live.
Yeah, to like
Some
backing
always,
tracks.
Yeah, you know, to enhance and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
These bands?
I don't know. I don't know in particular, but a lot of bands do, and it always bugs me.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious to see.
Yeah.
As a 3-piece,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I like it when bands take a live version that's different from the studio version, and
Right.
appreciate the fact that the live energy can kind of make up for studio
Yeah.
things or secondary piano
Oh,
parts
yeah.
or
Oh,
backing
yeah.
up vocals or whatever.
Again, back to that imperfection. Like you want
Totally.
to see live shows be imperfect because you want it to be about you, the audience. You know,
You would
wanna-
think, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
you would think, but it's there is a real trend of a lot of bands playing with tracks, even
That's a shame.
cover bands. You know, cover bands that you. In situations that sort of I don't think would merit necessarily needing to, you know, you're in a bar somewhere, and I have a I don't want to call him a friend, but an acquaintance up in Jersey that does these beach gigs all the time, and it's just all tracks, and it's like, really? Okay.
Just
Yeah,
make it
because
up
you
and
could
play
just
it.
put a jukebox up there. To
That's
do
what I
that.
mean. You
Yeah.
know, it's like
It's karaoke.
a jukebox with a drum
Over
set
it.
basically is what's going on.
I don't mind it if it's adding in some of the like sampled stuff from the
Yes.
recording.
Yeah, but even
But I
that,
don't
it's
like it when it's trying to create like the sound of 7 guitars when there aren't
Yeah,
7
correct.
guitars
Yeah,
on stage.
or you're or like you're doing, you know, Jump by Van Halen and there's no keyboard player.
If you're a
You're like,
solo
what are we,
artist-
Wait, what am I
really?
hearing?
What are we hearing?
Yeah.
Or there's a sax solo that comes out of nowhere. And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
there's
No.
no saxophone.
If I was a solo artist and I figured out how to like write all my tracks and there's some synth, there's some bass, there's some drums or whatever, I might do a backtrack if I wanted to perform.
If it's
solo.
just you,
If it's just me.
that's a
But
different
there's no other
implication.
excuse to
yeah,
do it.
right.
But what if
you
it's a
know?
full band?
But you
That's
have
the
3
only
or 4,
excuse.
you know, cats up there playing.
No,
And it's like,
play the
Either
instrument.
yeah,
It's
play
weird,
make
right?
it
It's
make the
weird.
noise or don't make
again,
the noise.
old man yells
Phil
at cloud.
didn't
but-
realize that he had 2 pessimists on his podcast today.
I think it's a weird
We're just
optimism,
pissed
though.
about it.
See, I think it's the opposite of pessimism. It's like, it's no, you can do this.
Yeah, you're
it's
right, you're
Fine.
right.
It's pragmatism.
It's pragmatism, right?
yes.
It's like, how good is the song you've written?
Yes.
The song
Play
you've
it.
written should be able to work on a 4-stringed ukulele.
Yes.
You know, no, it doesn't matter what the production is. If it's gonna, you take any classic tune,
Yeah.
and it works in its most stripped down setting because it's hopefully interesting.
exactly
If your song is relying on 7 guitars and that synth sound
Too
and that
much.
killer kick, which I'm all for a great kick drum sound. I'm all for a great
Yeah.
tom or a synth that's gonna be just gonna fry your wallpaper.
Sure.
I love it.
But play
if
it.
your song relies on that,
And you can't recreate it because I did see a band
You can't
where the
do it.
drummer had a drum set, but then he also had the pads.
Sure,
So he
that's-
could make
that's
those
fine, yeah,
sounds.
absolutely.
That worked.
Well, he
Absolutely.
programmed those pads. He has every right to
No,
make. Yeah,
that- exactly,
totally.
yeah.
That's
Totally.
perfect, yeah.
But even bands, you know, and again, I'm going to show my age, but like, you know, you take Rush tunes,
Yeah.
right? And you can play those songs acoustically, and
Yeah.
they're interesting because
Yeah.
they're really well written. Now,
Yeah.
they never did that.
No.
They would recreate exactly what they did, and that was their pride and a point of sort of honor to do that, which I totally respect too. But like, yeah, if you're up there and you have to have as a songwriter especially,
Yeah.
like I know the tunes that I'm playing with my my 5-piece band. It's close to the studio, but it's not, and I'm okay with like there
Yeah.
isn't that 4th harmony part because it's not
Right,
essential.
yeah, you
know
don't
what I
need
mean?
it,
It's like
yeah.
it's
Nobody else but you knows.
Right,
that's
on some
there, unless
level,
they're like
like-
a super fan.
because
right?
it's right because it's not about it's about
Right.
the lyrics
Yeah,
hopefully
yeah.
and the melody and the chord structure.
You
and blah,
connecting
blah,
with the audience.
Right.
So bottom line, break plans today at 6 p.m. on
blah.
America.
Yeah, no, I'm sure they're fantastic.
I know, and listen,
They're all-
I'll,
It's not about
I'm
them,
sure
it's
they
about
donate to
music.
charity.
no, it's totally not about them. I just
It's not about them.
that's just being
They
funny.
rescue pets, I'm sure.
We're gonna get beat up today. Now.
All right, so this one's an interesting one. So this band is it's called Conor and the Wild Hunt, and this song is
Careful when you say that name. My
yeah,
gosh,
you ain't kidding.
Wild what?
You,
Please welcome. Oh, jeez.
you ain't just whistling Dixie. But Skies on Fire is a song that he wrote in honor of a lot of war-torn areas, but in particular Palestine. And so it's a very, very special track. It'll be the opposite of what we were just listening to. But it is obviously a very
We
important
watched them
topic.
earlier.
Yes, yeah,
Thanks.
absolutely.
They were wonderful.
Yeah, and so they had 2 times today, one at 1:30 and one at 7:30.
Oh wow. Okay.
7. And so because it was better for me to try and see the first one to not complicate my evening because I definitely wanted to catch them. And here, take a listen to Skies on Fire
He's got a great voice.
by Conor and the Wild Hunt.
by up the garden. She was an artist with her voice and pencils. A brilliant child. She loved her home with her smile, soft and gentle. Her life mattered, but now she's gone. 'Cause the sky's on fire from bombs on Gaza. Black smoke plumes higher as their homes fall down on the children playing. Now they're buried in rubble. Don't look away. More will die tomorrow. Come out for Dala with the heart of a lion. He was only 3.
Kind of gives you chills.
Yeah, this is like very for its time. It's like Gracie Abrams and I mean a bunch of just people like her. But he's obviously, yeah, some cool stuff.
That'll be curious to see live. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like he's got a future. Like when I listen to something like this, he just he blends very well into what's happening right now.
Yes.
And I think that he's diverse enough where he can take it somewhere.
Definitely.
Because you just look at his finger picking alone. He knows what he's doing.
Yep.
He's very good at it. He's very technical.
And I love adding a cello, or a bass,
Oh, yeah.
either one. It's like such a neat addition to
Today
tracks.
when we were watching them, he had that really cool stand-up.
Yeah.
It was a travel stand-up cello.
It was in essence an electric cello.
It was an electric stand-up. The base of it was about this big.
Yeah.
I was
Cool.
like, I don't know if I've ever seen one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool. So they know how to travel too. It's just, yeah, these guys were great.
Yeah. So, like we said, we had seen them. They performed at 1:30 on Platz, and then they're again at later Platz at 7 p.m. So we recommend seeing them.
Yeah.
They get the Alicia Cause seal of approval.
Highly recommend, even if it's outside of my personal genre. But it's actually not. I really love this.
No, absolutely. This should be everyone's. It's just good stuff. And then the last one we have to offer is a rare one for me. So, like, I have a cover song here, and I don't normally bring in a cover, but I felt it was the best representation of this person's performance for Musikfest. Her name is Ava Hoffman. And what she's performing on, they do this really neat thing on Southside, that there's the main stage, the Levitt stage, called America Platz for these 10 days. And then there's a small stage, we put it on there as the Town Square stage. It has a really long name. What is it? It's the Air Products Community Stage on people.
Yeah, the health.
No, Highmark
Blue Shield Community
Stage on Air Products Town
Air
Square.
Products Town Square.
That's the
that's
full name
easy.
of it. Corpo America.
Right.
But listen, they make a lot of stuff happen, so I'll take it. But there's a smaller stage, and what they do is the performer from 6 to 7, which is the break plans, they're done at 7. At 7 o'clock, Ava Hoffman goes on. And this is every night. There's 6 to 7 is band on big stage.
Overlap, yeah.
7 to 7:30, band on small stage. 7:30 to 9, band on big stage. 9 to 9:30, small stage. 11, anyway. So, like, it's where basically Southside, there's no downtime because they've always got the, the sound people that got it all dialed in, and it's awesome. So Ava is the one who's playing in between the break plans, and Boys Go to Jupiter, and then at the end of the night, I think it's a yacht rock band. But anyway, her sound was awesome. I saw her perform 2 years ago, and what it was she was covering, and it's not the song I have here, but she was covering Black by Pearl Jam, but in her very own way.
Okay.
And so it was like, I'm not trying to match that, but I'm also not trying to turn it into some sort of boring singer-songwriter version. It was somewhere in the middle, and I really enjoyed it. And then she didn't perform last year, and now this year, tonight, what she's got is a full band, which I'm really kind of intrigued to go see because I thought she did a great job.
Fun.
So here she's covering Hallelujah, which is an often covered song, but it is what we had to offer. So here is Ava Hoffman with her version of Hallelujah.
David played it, please the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this, the boy lives
Nice.
Strong voice.
Yeah.
Very strong voice. She can belt. You know she can.
Yeah.
She could probably pull out some serious chords if she.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And that's the Main Street stage from a prior year. She'll be, like I said, on the South Side stage tonight. And then she does have, I think, 2 other performances later this week. So if you can't catch today, she'll be doing this more solo performances later this week.
She brings that same bicycle guy to every case.
That's right, yeah. I do love festival videos where you hear some people talking in the background. Bike dude goes right past with a conga. But it looked like you had a take on Hallelujah covers.
Yeah.
It's overdone.
It's
It is.
overdone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's-
to me,
yeah,
Leonard
it's-
Cohen has such an amazing catalog.
Let the original.
Yeah.
be the best.
Like, yeah, I mean, again, I'm all for covers. I love it. I just like "Dance Me to the End of Time" is like it's such a better song.
Yeah.
It's such a better song.
I looked her up last night, and she has a lot of really good
Oh, I bet.
original stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we could pull something up.
Yeah, and honestly,
But
some
really-
of that was what I was limited to pulling off of her own
I know.
YouTube page. That I was like,
her Instagram had a lot of really good stuff on it,
Mhm.
and the one thing that I was pointing out in my mind is just like she's got some pipes.
yes.
It's a
And she
smart
can-
play. It's a smart
yeah.
play to do that at a festival.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
Totally.
very smart play.
She was probably
Absolutely.
trained to do this,
So, yeah,
because
you
she
can't
knows
blame
that
her.
she's good at it.
Yeah.
She does, to her, not that she needs defense, but she does a lot of really good originals and covers, and I think that she'd be great to watch tonight.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm
Absolutely.
looking forward to it.
So that is, like we said,
There's certain songs that have this weird sort of cash behind them that it's like automatic if you do it, and you have to be careful sometimes to like
Mhm.
how
You're
much
gonna
are
be
people
compared.
appreciating my performance of it,
Mhm.
and how much are people appreciating that like, oh, this is that great song.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all
yeah.
I know.
I know this one. I know this one.
Yeah, yeah. I can.
You know?
And then they're going to
I
pick
can
you apart.
fake sing
And then-
along.
I kind of like when the 30th person I have ever
Right, yeah,
Right,
you know,
right, right.
either that or then it's
Yeah.
So it's always an interesting choice, and you have to be.
So, like we said, 7 and 9 p.m., 2 30-minute sets that she has tonight on the Town Square stage.
That
I
being
do-
said, I'm a total hypocrite because I'm doing Under Pressure,
Ay,
you know,
ay, ay.
which like I adore the song,
thought I
you know,
liked you.
Right.
See? That's what I mean, right?
thought
And
you
it's
were
like,
different.
but I haven't done it in like 10 years, and I'm like,
He's got a lot to say.
and the only reason was because I had like an actual
I
piano
would
player
love
to
to
be able to do it, and I was just like, oh, okay, like we got CJ playing piano, because we always did it as a trio. I'm like, let's just do it because it's gonna be great. And I know it's like a total gimmick, and like people love it and whatever, but it's like,
Don't defend yourself. You're going to be
it's
amazing.
so great.
Yeah, do it. Just like, yes.
It's going to be fun.
If you,
That's a
the
fun.
passion that of what you're obviously displaying there is going to come through. That's
Sure,
what I
sure,
think
sure.
is missing. Is some people just pick it because it is a good play, and then they sleepwalk through it, or
there's
don't
that.
have the chops
Or don't
for
play
it,
it right, yeah.
and then it's like, don't do that.
That's really
Yeah,
frustrating.
correct. So
Well, it's also not going to be the only song we hear from you either. Phil
I
pulled
know,
up
I'm
the
doing
only
that for about
song
11
we're gonna
times,
hear from
yeah.
this young lady. It's a freaking
well, no, go down and see
This
it.
is his fault.
That's right. You can pin it on me. So that's our
Music
5.
lover.
Yeah. Right. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're only
Yeah.
gonna
Next
covers
favorite
today.
band.
Prove
Best
it,
favorite
Philip. So once again, Boys Go to Jupiter, Dylan and the Dead, Break Plans,
Yeah.
Conor and the Wild Hunt, Ava Hoffman.
All great.
Isn't that lovely?
Band.
That shows the variety that you. I mean, again, it's a bit of a commercial for the whole thing, but that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Like, there's 5 bands that are very different, or 5
Wildly
artists
different, yeah.
wildly different, and they're all within 100 yards of each other.
Yes,
Sometimes,
yes,
you know?
yeah.
I was walking around yesterday, and it occurred to me like, this is like walking through a Spotify.
Yes.
Yes.
I often described it as it's
It's
like a
so
radio
great.
station
I
that you're
never-
walking through.
Yeah.
Not a radio station, like a radio.
Like a
In
radio,
that I
yeah.
walk up to a stage I don't like it, turn the
Yeah.
dial, and walk down
You
the
just
street.
kinda walk,
Right,
here's
and then
this
you.
thing. Here's this
described it
playlist.
as that
Here's
before.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
love it.
Yeah.
It's just so cool.
Right. Which is what I'm just trying to do is saying, hey, the story goes that I walked up to a stage and the person was on fire, and I was like, this is amazing, and they literally were going, boom, thank you, good night, and I'm like, I caught 90 seconds of what easily, and you could just tell the crowd was like in a fever, and I was just like, I will never let this happen again, and I'm going to do my research and make sure that I will come to this stage. Last time it was Low Cut Connie. So had I done any research, I would have known who they were. But I didn't know who they were. And I just was like, who is this guy lighting a piano on fire? And the whole band doing crazy stuff. And then they go, thank you, good night. I'm like, my job. Anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about George Hrab.
Nah, this is way more interesting.
He's doing covers tonight.
That's
That's
right, Hack.
Let's the days that you are on, you gave it the odd number, so
Yes,
it's 357. So
correct.
tomorrow 5 p.m. Lyric Plots.
Lyric
That's
Plots,
in
indoors,
in the
air
doors
conditioned.
of the cinemas
In front
over
of
on
the
South
screen
Side.
there, yes.
Yeah.
It's a lovely, lovely setting.
That's solo on Tuesday the 5th,
Yes.
6 p.m. Lagerplatz.
Lagerplatz.
That's kind of midway around
Yeah, under the
the
bridge.
north side, under the bridge
there.
downtown.
In the pseudo air conditioning.
Right, yeah, near Fest
just one little
Platz
fan going.
and Plaza Tropical. And then the full-blown Hrab Band
Yes.
on the 7th,
That's the big
9 p.m. later Platz.
Yes.
Which
My
is kind of your
favorite Platz.
backyard.
Literally my backyard.
Yes.
It's 40 yards from my front
He
door.
showed me where you lived earlier.
Yeah.
You should be afraid.
Are you stalking? I tell you.
Yeah.
I do have a
And I think
quarter
the other
around,
fun
so
part
I'm
about you
very-
performing there, you talked about it last year, is like
Yeah.
a lot of your music you wrote in that courtyard.
Literally, there are some songs like on the bench that's like
Really?
not 15 feet from
Oh,
the
that's
stage.
cool.
Like I sat and wrote
So now
songs,
you're
so,
you,
yeah.
you go on the other side of the bench onto the stage and perform it.
There's one tune about squirrels that I wrote because I was attacked by a squirrel. Like literally while sitting.
You used
I
the guitar
No,
to-
I was sitting playing like because I used to just sit there all the time and just play, and there was a squirrel, and it was cute.
buddy.
It was a squirrel, you know. I kind of walked up, and it because I hadn't been moving much, I think it didn't realize I was there. So it got closer and closer. And I'm just kind of looking at it, and he's like, and then he realized that I was a person, and he kind of ran towards me and away, and in the span of 15 inches, it went from the cutest thing to the most terrifying
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And I was
like the rabbit in Monty
Exactly,
Python.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a song there. There's a song, the impending squirrel apocalypse. Like if they wanted to.
Yes.
And so I wrote this thing called Shirus carolinensis, which is the type of squirrel that's in the Northeast.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I love playing it there because I literally wrote it right there.
wrote it
Love
right
it.
there.
I
Are
wrote
you gonna
this
play
song.
it this- are you
Yeah,
gonna play it
hell
tonight?
yeah.
Well, he's not playing today. Tomorrow.
Thursday.
Oh, tomorrow.
Thursday with
Yeah.
the full band. Yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Because that one calls for the full band. So yeah.
Love it.
Nice.
Which I got to tell you, this band that I have now, I'm so fortunate that we are the best, least rehearsed band you will ever hear.
Nice.
And it's a credit to their talent.
Sure,
Like,
that
you
is a
know,
talented crew.
Everyone's got lives. Everyone's busy. It's we get together when we can, which is barely ever. But I give them assignments, and they do their homework. And some songs we play in a concert setting literally for the first time, like we haven't even done it in a rehearsal.
Wow.
Or we'll have done sectionals or something. And between Eric on drums and CJ on keys and Kira on vocals and Vinny on bass, like they're so crazy talented. And are talk about the joy thing. They're sticklers, which I love.
Yes.
So it's like they get the parts right. They want to get the parts
wanna
right.
get
Whether
it
it's
right.
my song, my crappy tunes, or Queen, or Peter Gabriel, or whatever else we're covering,
Or
And it's-
Queen's crappy song.
Yeah, Queen's. No, but there's this
Yeah.
there's this respect of like you're like, no, that's not the part. Like this
Right.
is the part, and I'm going to learn to play the part. And then they bring this joy, this sort of like interest in my tunes. And
Yeah.
I'm so thankful and grateful that
Sure.
they want to do it, and they seem to enjoy it. And I challenge them, which is nice. I mean, like my piano player, the guy that plays piano in the band, CJ. He's a lounge solo guy, so he does sing-alongs in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And he mostly plays by himself, so he's not used to doing the band thing. And it's been this wonderful challenge for him to be like, okay, you're not doing the solo piano crooner thing. You're covering keyboard parts and horn parts, so you're doing like the job of like 4 or 5 guys. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, go. And
timing's
he's
gotta
like,
be
this. I haven't been this challenged since college. And that's his
But he likes it.
personality. He likes
Yeah.
it. Of
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
damn, this is hard.
Yeah.
Like, how great
what
is
he
this?
should
This
have
is
done.
hard.
Right.
Say that,
Yes.
Or Eric, who has I always say this, he has the hardest job because he's a drummer in a drummer's band. Because drums is my main thing. I went
Yeah.
to school for that, but I'm fronting the band. So to hear a drum fill that I played in a studio 15, 18, 20 years ago come back at me perfectly from behind me. Like that exact same.
Sure.
It freaks me out.
Yeah.
And it's
Beauty of
just.
being in a band.
You expect to turn around and see George.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's like, and then when he sings, harmonies with me, he can sound like my doubled vocals, let alone Kira, who's not a professional musician, but she's doing all the backing vocals, sometimes doing guy parts, sometimes doing female parts. She's playing orchestra bells, she's playing melodica, she's doing
self-taught?
ocarina. Was that?
She's self-taught.
And essentially, yeah. I mean, she was a teacher, but not a music teacher. But yeah, her dad was a conductor and a musician, playing percussion, and again, I give her any part. You're like, can you sing the 7th in this chord? Boom, done. And she's on it
Sounds
and excited
amazing.
by
So
it.
awesome.
And then Vinny, of course, from the Philadelphia Funk Authority, who I played with for 24 years.
Right.
We were the rhythm section of that band. He's still in that band. Just a monster, just laying it down. Again, can sound like anyone from a James Brown band all the way up to Peter Gabriel to, we do Ukrainian songs sometimes. We do like,
Love it.
because I'm Ukrainian by, first generation. So I'll be like, we're going to do these Ukrainian songs, okay? Like, yeah, great. And we'll do these Yuki tunes. And he just nails it. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm so fortunate. So I want people to hear not me and my songs, but these musicians
Yeah, yeah.
because they're the real deal. And no
They
tracks.
sound amazing.
Yeah, no, they're a very good watch, and so you'll be on our picks of the Platz later this week.
Oh, how sweet!
Yes, spoiler alert.
Is
but
it
yes.
Cash check? What's Venmo? What's the best?
No, because I accidentally said the Geologic podcast earlier. I have to do it now.
That's right. Yes. Okay.
It's a trade.
It's $1.
Yeah. So other than the Musikfest performances, anything else we can promote for the fall or?
The next sort of big thing, which I haven't actually officially announced yet. But
I love breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news. Let's do it here. March, I know it's down the road.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
March 7th.
It's always getting closer.
Is whatever that Saturday is in March. About 12 years ago on my podcast, I did a series of songs.
Is it with the bridges?
No.
Okay.
It ended up being called the Occasional Songs for the Periodic Table. It was one song per element.
Oh, wow.
On the periodic table, 119 songs.
Oh, my.
Jeez.
So I've performed this solo like twice. I've done it on YouTube once. We're gonna do it with the full band.
Awesome.
And it's jazz, funk, pop,
Sure.
Hip hop, country, soul. Some songs are 10 seconds long. Some are about 2.5
Hamilton
minutes.
for the elements. Yeah.
Exactly. I can only hope.
I love that.
So
yeah.
we're going to do a full, and this was always the intention to do it with a band. And it's literally taken 12 years for me to kind of have it happen. To have the musicians that can do.
It's like the sonic table of the elements.
In essence, yeah. And one song sounds like U2, the next song sounds like Frank Sinatra, the next song sounds like Bob
Fantastic.
Dylan.
And you wrote the whole thing.
I wrote the whole thing.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's this sort of.
Where are you going to perform it?
Symphony, the Ice House.
Well, that makes
my
perfect sense.
favorite venue
Yes.
in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That just happens to be in the town I live in.
Yep.
Go figure.
Yeah. So many people, like we do a show at the Ice House, Listen to the Dissonance.
Yes.
And we do a show here, Winter Wonder Jam is here in Godfrey
Yeah.
Daniels. And people who have never, who I know, and I'm like, oh, will you please come to this show, even if you hate my show, I need to sell tickets. So so they come, and they're like, I had no idea this was here.
Yeah.
And they've grown up in Lehigh Valley.
amazing,
Didn't know
right?
about Godfrey Daniels. Didn't know about the Ice House. Ice House was kind of underutilized for a while.
Yeah.
It's better now.
What Doug Royston has done with
Yes.
Ice House tonight, I think I saw the schedule for next year. It's something like 85 shows are there.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, there's something going
Yes,
on.
absolutely.
To his credit,
Yep.
and to the whole Ice
Oh,
House
it's awesome.
organization.
And then,
Ice Pack,
but
they
people
call
are
it, yeah.
not even aware that these two buildings existed, and how amazing the vibe is,
Yep.
the acoustics are.
Yep.
I
To
agree
the
with you. The
city's
Ice
credit
House
as well. The city supports that.
Yeah,
And they've given
yeah.
them
It's a
kind of free
city-owned
rein.
structure.
It's a park.
Yeah.
It's officially a park.
Yes.
So it's just.
It is awesome.
Another reason to love Bethel.
Absolutely. Well, I can't wait for that. When do tickets go on sale?
Yeah, soon. So with the new year at least, yeah.
I'm going to add that to the bottom.
Look for that in
March
January, yes.
7th,
In a year from now.
2026.
Yes.
But you heard
very
it here
excited.
first on the Your Next Favorite Band podcast.
Yeah, it's going to be a ton of work, but I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's
I'm so
awesome.
excited.
Because are you going to do
I will be
visuals
at
with
that.
it as well?
Yeah, we have. I had done a bunch of videos for it originally, so yeah, there'll be some little visuals,
Yeah.
and we might even get some local universities and science. I know, like the Da Vinci Center, sort of might be
Of course.
interested in being involved in
Of
that
course.
too. So we're just going to lean into it.
Love it.
So
Love it, love it, love it. That sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
I
But
love
in the
it.
short term, you get 3 chances to see Hrab.
that's it.
2 solo, 1 full Hrab band.
Yes.
And you said you're going to play something for us today?
I don't have to. Is there time? I'd
don't
rather just
have
chat with you guys. So much cooler.
Well, let's just have you play it out.
I'll play it out.
Yeah,
Alright, sure, sure.
But yeah, whatever you want to do to play out the show.
How about I'll do the song. This has the.
We can go out this way.
Yeah.
This song has the most words of any song of mine, which is really saying something.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, George Hrab.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. So this tune, there's the camera there. This tune has 748 words in it. And I'm gonna get probably about 650 of them right. So just so you're aware. But there's a guy named Lyrics Born who's a hip hop artist. He's amazing. And he has a song called When I Get My Check. And that inspired me to write this thing. And it's all about like what he's gonna do when he gets paid. He's gonna like all the stuff he's gonna buy. So there's that, and there's also the Bare Naked Ladies, If I Had $1 Million.
Oh yeah.
So those 2 songs kind of inspired this one. This is called Once I'm Famous and Rich.
Nice.
So that's this. Once I'm famous and rich, once I'm rich, once I'm famous and rich, once I'm rich, Once I'm famous and rich, I will get a sandwich by clicking on a switch. Crust cut off, I'm not allowed to soften my jelly from the belly of a fogo fish. Almond slivered, hand delivered, often when Ramsey's chafing dish. After lunch, I'd take a bunch of penguins and just listen as they squish around and around and up and down on my giant poolside inflatable knish. And did I forget to mention all the private lessons on fire prevention taught to me by Smokey Bear, all while sitting in the very chair that Han was sifting in when he said to him, "Good job, kid, now don't get cocky." Plus, I'm gonna have Bill Conti's score from Rocky. Not the CD, but the actual score. Then to add to my collection, I'd hire all the members of the Curls Paper Rhythm section. Next, I'd be glad to get every Chad in the 2000 election. Once I'm famous and rich, once I'm rich. Once I'm famous and rich, once I'm rich. Once I'm famous and rich, once I'm rich. Once I'm famous and rich. I'll have pandas riding on a pair of giant orange motorbikes, people those getting black and whites, 2 copies of the Constitution with the following substitution. Every time you see the word article or section, it'll get replaced with butt tickle and erection. Oh, did I forget to mention the king-size wise guy French fry franchise, plus somebody authorized to analyze the white looking winterize the windows of my living room, then a land that left on the moon, and a private worm ride across the sands of Dune. I know technically it's Arrakis, but whatever. Got my own still suit and everything. To add to what I'd acquire, you could bet that I would hire Lon Chaney Perricoma and Squire to voice person if here's The Wire. Now I know you think those people are dead, but once I get that Musikfest money, I'm gonna make this happen, I promise. Once I was infused with cash, I would get the choppers that they used in MASH, then digitally scan them and replace them in each and every episode of Perry Mason, so that when he's out of trial arguing with the hopper, it looks like he's yelling at a helicopter. That'd be funny, that'd be silly, I'd use money willy-nilly. Here's a list of some examples of stuff that I first would sample. Then again, you know I'm lying, I'd just probably end up buying a corncob pipe owned by the Pope, Rene Descartes soap on a rope, H.L. Huntley's periscope, and a hybrid strawberry cantaloupe. A digolo and a bagel made a Lego full of chowder and a blue canoe bent like a high by the hour. Pork chips that I feel contemplating if I'll be the hands being held by Dan Negreanu. But hey, why the hell would I want to? Once I get rich from my calling, guess what, Dan? I am all in. That's right, I'm all in. I'm not even looking at my cards. Every hand. I'm just gonna bet all in, because why not? There's no way to circumvent. I'm in 100% in getting all that money spent by broadcasting games without MLB's consent. There's no resisting. I'll keep enlisting all the stuff existing in this twisted fantasy. Like custom came to tree, installed by Getty Lee, and a house up in a tree. Which other should there be? A leather kitchen countertop by Susie from the repair shop with a handmade Marc Chagall backdrop. There's an anagram that says "Go and stop." We're using the talks about the season 4 Stranger Things. Welcome mat that's made out of stings, used guitar strings. So like a trumpet C is B flat when you think in concert pitch. This is the stuff that I will get when I become famous and rich. Once I'm famous and rich. Once I'm rich. Once I'm famous and rich.
That's awesome. See you down at the Platzes.
All right, Phil, let's say goodbye to everybody.